Charles Dickens once said that no one is useless in this world who lessens the burdens of others. This quote, I get more respect for this quote more and more as I get older and as my workload gets higher. This quote especially stuck out to me at the end of last school year when I had a lot of assignments that I didn't know how to do. During this time, my dad also had a lot of work he had to do with teaching classes and also working on other projects that he had. Despite this, whenever I asked him for help with a chemistry test or to help study math with me, he would immediately try and put aside the work that he was doing and try and help me. This gave me a lot of pride in and respect for my dad, and also in this speech I will be discussing on some of his accomplishments and some of the traits that I like about my dad. So, as far as accomplishments, my dad, he was accepted to the Royal Society for Data Assimilation in Atmospheric Chemistry. The goal behind this was to describe certain topics in an easier way, and through that cultivate future research. As well as that, he was accepted as a NASA Distinguished Fellow of Earth Science, and also he and his group were the first people to do this, and now this same process of data assimilation is being used all around the world. He also received an award for making sensors, cheap and affordable, that measure airborne particulates. These sensors can tell you if there's a poisonous chemical in the air, and can tell you things like if it's safe to live in a certain area or not. The goal behind these sensors was that he could measure constantly the air quality, and he could also potentially save lives with it. Whenever my dad would tell me about his work, like when he studies airborne particulates, and he does this by making sensors that can detect the quality in the air. And whenever he tells me about the work he does, I always think about what's the best way that he can make money through this. He, on the other hand, thinks the complete opposite and isn't focused about the money, and always is thinking about how he can use his skills and his work to help other people. Like using his sensors to help people with asthma, or using his sensors to be deployed on the battlefield to warn soldiers if there is some sort of dangerous chemical that they should be aware of. One of the characters that I like about my dad is that he tries to use his skills and abilities to help others as much as he can. And another quality I like is generosity. Ever since I was about 5 or 6 years old, I remember my dad always being involved in some sort of charity, and like donating money to children in Africa, or spending time and effort in our local church. So please join me in a round of applause as I present my dad with the Always Happy to Help Award.
Well done.
That is wonderful.
Outstanding.